Oh, well, it's been interesting today. Let me give you a little adjustment here. Whoops, I've got you locked in too much. Anyway, I had to go get yet another eye exam this morning. It's my third one in 6 months. It's way too many. And I wanted to talk to you about Newspeak in relations to an eye exam. So I go in to get my eyes exam, and I knew there was going to be what they call a pressure test. Now I know that that's a Newspeak word, because in reality it's a machine that pokes your damn eye, so it's really an eye poke. And then so you got to go through two of those because they screw it up the first time, so they re-poke everything after they put in stinging drops. Okay, so then there's an anomaly, so they have to call in a specialist who's going to come in and look at her eye, look at my eye. No more pokes? Oh no, she's just going to look at the eyes, and then immediately get the pencil doohickey physical blah 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 with a sterilized blah, 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 and all of a sudden there's another poke coming with a pencil kind of thing right in the side of your eye. By this time I was ready to just leave. I'd had 2 sets of pokes. Well, actually 3, because they failed the first one. So then that test came, and then there was the third laser type poke, and that one apparently was some kind of biopsy thingy. But of course, the Newspeak language was that of, oh, it's just a physical. There's nothing problem here. Lean back, more drops, and then another poke. Oh. So next time you're told that you're going to get an eye exam, just tell it what it is. You're going to get your eyes poked. So anyway, what I wanted to talk to you about today was what I saw on television while I was waiting to get my eyes poked. Was this CNN was on the television. Now I don't have one, and I never watch any of the corporate garbage because I know it's just newspeak and propaganda. But they were pumping the propaganda out so fast and hard. They were talking about ISIS this and ISIS that, and this guy that got his head cut off with a knife, but when you look at the video, they're slicing back and forth and there's no blood coming out, and it looked like phony to me, and several other people saying it was a phony, that the guy didn't really get his head cut off. It was just, it's what nations do to get themselves into a war that they can't get into, so they have to get the people riled up, as it did say in the PNAC document when that document came out in the U.S. back in the Bush and Cheney days. And what they wanted to do was basically take over the world and run things their way, and that was going to be the way it was, and they would use any methods to do that, to get the sheep riled up. And of course, as you can see, they fake a beheading, or they fake a building coming down or something to get behind the next war for the war machine, the corporate war machine. So on this news, we saw aircraft carriers, we saw bombs going off, we saw just military police, military this, military that, and then that person in the White House got on there and started talking politics, political crap, and making funnies out of people dying in Syria. Oh, we're just going to go do reconnaissance. Oh, so we're going to invade Syria's airspace, even though Syria did nothing to the U.S. We're going to stick our damn nose in there, and this propaganda about ISIS being a different group of people than any of the others. We heard is another group supposedly, but here we are. We're going to give support to the Syrian rebels. Now, who are they? Well, of course they're ISIS. They're just the same group, whatever you want to call them. Al Qaeda, it goes by that name too. When the sheep in the U.S. get tired of hearing, one name, they need a new name and get re-roiled up again. So they fake something to get you guys all, to get the sheep all riled up, so that they'll support another $2 trillion war and another takeover and bombing of people that had nothing to do with anything with the U.S. And the whole thing with the name change and the BS and the way that CNN was just hyping the crap, and how great Israel is for getting another ceasefire with Palestine, just propaganda on on the most unbelievable format I've ever seen. I've never seen that. I haven't been watching television for years, so I don't really know that that was all going on. And another piece of propaganda, of course, with that, somebody got tired of the channel and switched it over to a local TV station who had a big screen TV about here, and he was sitting there swiping these things back and forth so that they could keep the propaganda about the stupid phone addicts, so they could keep that propaganda going, make everything look like a stupid phone, so we can keep you people good and addicted to stupid phones, so that you pay attention to nothing else. And this is an example. In the waiting room, yeah, there was about 10 people with their stupid phones, and only 2 people were watching the television, and the rest were on the stupid phone. So that shows you how addicting it is, that they would go to a tiny little screen versus a great big huge screen on the wall. The power of this addiction, brought on by our U.S. government through the corporations, and the constant pumping of the addiction, showing that you have to have one, you have to have the latest, newest, thousands of apps is considered a really good thing to have, and you look down at what they're doing, games and sex ads. I mean, is that really worth 8.5 hours of your day, every day? So anyway, there's my rant. And I appreciate all the comments last time, good comments, and the thumbs up and the thumbs down and the extra, subscription. Subscription? Yeah, that's the word. Okay, until next time.